Fridays at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's time to chat because it's 49ers Cutback Chat time, and we have a interview coming up with a very passionate Philadelphia Eagles fan. This is going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit that notification bell as well. That way you're notified for any of the content that comes out on this channel at 11 a.m. daily and then sprinkled out throughout the week. Other times, whether it's 9 a.m. face-offs, 9 a.m. Madden simulations, face-offs on Mondays, Madden simulations on Fridays. You don't want to miss those. And then occasionally you get stuff like this, a Cutback Chat get thrown in right at the end of the week before a game with a Philadelphia Eagles fan, Mr. James Brennan from the Birdsnest Podcast. Let's go check it out. And now it's time for James Brennan from the Birdsnest Podcast. James, man, how you doing?
Oh, man. Blessed and can't complain, man. It's great to be here. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. Yeah, we're doing great. We're excited about this game, and then we're excited to talk to you.
Yeah. I will say I'm glad to hear that you guys are doing well, because after Sunday, I don't think y'all going to be doing too well.
I like it.
We want to be pleasant as possible. I'm glad you guys are feeling well and optimistic and all happy and cheerful, because I know when my boys lose, my whole week messed up. So,
and I feel you there. And just so if that does happen, let everyone know where they can find you so they can come right find the reaction and see you doing your thing if you're celebrating after this week 2 game.
Hey, listen, check me out on the Birdsnest. I promise you can go back. I've been doing this for like a year and a half, 2 years, matter of fact. Every time we lose, especially when we lose when we shouldn't, which seems to be a common theme for my freaking Birds. We rise to the occasion, and then the games that you just like, oh, they're going to blow them out, and we freaking lose and play down to the competition, I'm losing my freaking mind, bro. So, yeah.
I'll make sure to hop over to your channel and check it out then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was about to say, it will be known, sir. I got no – I snap on my team just as bad as I snap on others. I will say that.
That's good. That's good to hear, because I like the confidence. The confidence is there. You're feeling good, and that's great, because how confident are you in this Eagles linebacking core, right? The Niners run game, that's the identity of this offense. They have to be able to do that in order for there to be success. And last year, for example, right, when we played you guys last season, quarterback play, not good, right? Nick Mullins was pretty much duty. The run game was able to get going, but Nick Mullins couldn't get anything going. But this year, you got some guys coming back. You got some guys healthy. This is linebacking core ready for the 49ers run game.
I will say this. I got one of my projected starters back. This will be his season debut, Davion Taylor, Sean Bradley, Davion Taylor, Alex Singleton, Eric Wilson, who we acquired from former Viking. He did pretty good. He had a couple missed tackles last game, but he cleaned it up in the second half. They had to get the jitters out. I do believe we are up for the task. Now, I won't say I'm 100% confident that they can keep up with you guys, because this is going to be a good game. Like, this is not sweet. This will not be a rollover situation. This is going to be Tyson versus Holyfield, the first one. You don't know what it's looking for, but you're going to respect it. Everybody's coming to see this one. They saw what Jalen Hurts did last week. They saw what the defense did. Play shutout. This is a different monster here. We know y'all run the ball. Kyle Shanahan's an evil genius. You are to be respected. At the same time, these young guys are hungry. Nobody believes in us. And you know what happens when you make the Eagles the underdog.
That's true. Underdog city in general.
That's for real.
Yeah.
Our guys play to a level that you normally wouldn't play to. Why? Because you disrespected us. We feel hurt. You gave us that drive, that motivation. Now we might play above expectation just for that game. So I'm telling you, I think we're up to task. I think now I don't get it twisted. I do believe that is definitely a weakness of the team right now. But this might be the game that shuts all that down. If Davion Taylor, Sean Bradley, Singleton, and Wilson can put it together as a cohesive unit within, I'll say, the first 2 quarters, you guys are screwed. You guys are screwed.
I mean,
I like the confidence.
I'm not going to argue with you, right? The Niners have shown in the past that if the run game can't get going, there's some problems offensively. So that's going to be a very key thing is your linebacking core stepping up. If they answer the call, like you said, we're going to have some big questions that we got to answer because there's also issues on the other side of the ball. And I'll let you get into the next question and what you got for them.
Yeah, we talked about the run game because we know that if the run game doesn't get going, the 49ers are going to have to rely on getting the ball down the field. And you got Darius Slay, which we all respect Darius Slay and what he does, but there's a little bit more question marks kind of around the rest of the secondary, especially with Nelson coming over from Pitt and just what he could do. And then you got also a little bit of an injury concern in the slot as well. So I'm wondering how you feel about your corners going against the 49ers receivers and kind of the skill set and the things that they do.
I'm going to try to say this as humble as possible. You are mistaken, sir.
Okay.
I'm not worried about my starters. Depth is the only thing I worry about.
Okay.
If Slay goes down, we're screwed. Okay. Nelson goes down, we're screwed. Now, if Avonte Maddox, my starting slot, goes down, he got a little baby injury right now, but he'll play through that. We got our rookie Zach McPherson. He'll come in to back up. It would be Josiah Scott, who we got from the Jacksonville Jaguars, but he's hurt right now at the moment. So depth at cornerback is a worry. But as long as we can actually be healthy, I'm not worried about that. Ayuk over there on one side. Okay. Nelson got him. Okay. Deebo Samuels. Oh, my God. Big play, Slay shutting that down. What else you going to do? Oh, well, we're going to put in the slot. Maddox is going to stick with him stride for stride. 4-5. It's not the tallest guy, but he's fast enough. He's twitchy enough, and that's his natural position. He shines. You guys forget that guy plays cornerback and safety. You guys forget. If you go check his Pro Football Focus, you check his grade when he was playing cornerback in the slot. He was a top 10 slot cornerback. Now, we put him in safety last year and did some other dumb stuff. But the point is, when you put him in his natural position in the slot, that kid's freaking a monster. He back home. He's chilling. And remember, the Eagles love to play at home. And it's the home.
100%, yeah.
That's a whole other ball game. We're talking about, I don't care what team it is. You go to Seattle the first home game of the season. I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's Tom Brady going in there with all of his 22 starters. They're going to be worried. This is not going to be a cakewalk. Exactly. Yeah. So once again, this is what you're facing. So go ahead and think. Now, your guys are good. But I'm telling you, I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is the run game. That's the only fear I got with you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. That's the only fear I got. Right now, we switched our defense. That's the other thing you guys got to remember. We switched our defense this year. We got a whole new everything. New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new head coach. So based upon that, we've switched 3-4, 4-3. We're doing a lot of zone now instead of what Jim Schwartz had us doing for years. So based upon that, last game I saw a little bit of run game early in the first half. That frightens me against you guys.
Right.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
So that could be a killer against you guys. Against them, we survive. Not against you. And we're not even talking about Mostert. Mitchell can come in and do that to us. It doesn't matter. Like, he's fast enough. I saw it. He's chippy enough. The guy's aggressive. He can come in there and do the same thing, same damage Mostert or one of them other guys can do. So that's my only worry. I'm not worrying about the cornerbacks. Darius Slay, even though he doesn't, have a lot of picks, the point is you're not throwing his way. When you do, it's getting knocked down. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I think Maddox is the guy that's going to be the guy that they're going to go after because he's going to play in the slot against Deebo and against Brandon Ayuk at times. And the 49ers have Trent Sherfield as well. And because they run so much zone there in Philly, there's going to be areas where he can play because it's not so much man on man, So you're talking about that. I think those guys can be successful at times. That's why I'm curious because I knew Maddox had the groin thing that he was dealing with. And if he's not 100%, that's a little bit of a worry for that.
I don't know if you guys checked the injury report. I checked it right before I came on here.
Okay.
For you guys as well as for us. I'm not worried about Maddox playing.
Okay.
I'm not
Did he get full practice in today?
No. He participated, but he wasn't. I don't
limited.
think he was full go during practice. But once again, the way it looks, the way our team does, like, that's an illusion. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't care who we're playing. We use that as an illusion. So sometimes we rest guys and say he's partially. You think he's not gonna play, and he goes out there and busts your butt. So I'm not worried about it personally. Like, I know Maddox gonna be lined up when we start the game.
Yeah, we expect him to be out there too. We expect him to
absolutely
play. Yeah.
But I do believe you're right, though. From the way the new defense looks, from what I gathered, and like I said, we're only one game in.
Right.
The way we're playing now is nothing goes behind us. So those deep shots that you guys love doing and that you guys had success last week with, that's out the window. So now Jimmy G has to be meticulous, which we've seen he can do in the past.
Absolutely.
But he's sporadic and he's inconsistent. So the question is, will he do that in a hostile environment? Because if he makes one mistake and then he trickles down and makes another mistake, it's yard out.
Well, yeah, it all comes down to D-line.
Under pressure. Jimmy don't do too.
Well, that's the thing, though. If Brandon Graham and those guys are able to create pressure, Jimmy's going to struggle because he needs a clean pocket.
Absolutely.
If the 49ers offensive line is able to create a clean pocket, then Jimmy has opportunities to be successful. But that D-line versus offensive line matchup on both sides is going to be crazy good.
Now, that was my question for you guys. I truly believe that my defensive line and my offensive line, my trenches, is top 5 on both sides of the ball. So my question is, and then like I said, for my team, when we had success, 2017, and we won the Super Bowl, as well as the following year when we went to the playoffs, right? We are focusing on our big guys beating your big guys, and everything else will work out because of that. And that's how our team is built. So with my big guys, my defensive line against your offensive line, and I really believe we're going to get home a couple times. And even though Fletcher Cox doesn't ever have like 20 sacks, 10, 15 sacks, the guy gets the most pressures. He's double teamed. You double team him, you're screwed, bro. What are you going to do with Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham? You're done. We got Kerrigan now. Like, it's crazy.
You guys have more depth on the D-line than you have in the past, and that's going to be, I think that's going to be one of the big things to watch on this O-line is Mike McGlinchey versus that pressure, whatever it comes, whether it's Sweat, whether they throw someone else out there, Kerrigan, no matter who it is, Brandon Graham. Yeah. I think that's going to be the big challenge is McGlinchey, that right tackle matchup against whoever it is that you guys are putting out there in space, because Trent Williams is a stonewall. He usually handles whoever it is that's on that opposite side, so that pressure is going to have to come from that right. That's going to be a key thing to watch and look out for. And yeah, Fletcher Cox is an absolute monster. He is constantly, he seems to defy time, because no matter how old Fletcher Cox gets, he seems to continue to produce at the same level. So the trench warfare, I think that's fair. I think the top 5 for the Eagles defensive line, I think they're definitely in that category and put themselves there. And I'm glad to see that you have that confidence in your O-line, because I think that's going to be the key, because like you said with your Eagles, right? D-line, that's the strength, that's the focus, that's what you're built on. It's the same thing in San Francisco, being able to get pressure, apply pressure, slow down the run, create that outside speed, and then get that push up the middle so you collapse the pocket quick so there's less rooms to escape. It's all important for San Francisco, and it's going to be very, very important against Jalen Hurts.
I do believe Bosa, some, just like with all sports, basketball, football, some guys are just going to get theirs. I got Bosa getting a sack. But a sack, like literally, because if he comes against Jordan Mailata, I don't know if you guys know about my big Australian monster / alien. I don't know if you know about him, but you will soon. And on Sunday, he's going to show you why he's a freak of nature. And like I said, when we got him a couple years ago, bro, I was so happy because when you see the tape on my guy, he's a rugby player. This guy's 6'8", 350, no gut, all muscle, tree trunk legs. If I give him the ball, no one's stopping him. And now he's on the offensive line. You got to see the blocks that this guy got out there. He murders people. And he's an offensive lineman. I don't care you got Bosa. I don't care if you have both Bosas trying to play him. That guy's a freak. Like, I'm dead serious. It makes no sense. I don't care when we play the Rams. Listen. Go ahead and bring it. As long as he's in front of Mailata, you're done. Then we got Dwayne Johnson. We got Brandon Brooks. We got Kelsey. We are healthy, finally. Remember, it's been 4 years of back-to-back injury. Y'all going through it now. I admit that, this year and last year. But once again, I don't think nobody's had more consecutive years of their stars, offensively and defensive, being consecutively hurt like we have. And we powered through 1 year and won a Super Bowl still in spite of it. But listen, bro, we healthy right now. I don't care who we facing. That's why I said this gonna be a knockout, drag-out punch. Y'all gonna punch us in the face a couple times. But I'm telling you, we coming out with this one.
I like it.
We coming out with this one. That's all I care about. Like, listen, it's gonna be a beautiful game. And I do believe, because I've seen, I'm watching ESPN and FS1. This is gonna be the game everybody talking about. This is gonna be one of those top 5 games of the year where they're like, yo, that Niners-Eagles game was crazy, bro. Like, listen.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a really great game. You talk about your left tackle. He's very, very good. And I was watching Joe Staley actually break him down a little bit today, and I thought he was giving him a lot of respect. And the fact that he learned how to play offensive line so fast is ridiculous. Just shows how good he is. The one thing that Bosa can do to him, and this is going to be the key matchup that I'm going to watch, is if Bosa can get the leverage, getting underneath him. That's his only hope. Because if this guy gets his arms extended and gets his hands on Bosa, it's going to be a long day. So Bosa's got to use the leverage part of it, and also he's got to get him off balance. So when he makes his inside moves occasionally, that's where he can get the 1 sack like you're talking about. But that's going to be a very cool matchup, and that's what's fun about the game is the matchups all along the offensive line and defensive line. I don't think there's ever been so much focus on an O-line and D-line in an NFL game in recent memory that I can remember.
Yeah, this is, and like I said, this is definitely, like I said, it's for me, like I said, it's going to be awesome because, like I said, I know your boys are freaking monsters. And I'm talking about, I watched the tape at least 3 times of how y'all played Detroit. Only reason they came back because y'all put y'all starters now. Like, I know that. Like, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Like, it is what it is. So, anybody take their starters out, you go on cruise control, you got a chance to come back. They start playing gun-ho. Next thing you know, they came back. Okay. But, yeah, your big guys are freaking monsters. And then your linebacker core, that guy, what's his name, Warner?
Yeah, Fred Warner.
That guy's – I put him in the same position of Bobby Wagner. Like, you don't want to play that guy. And then you're like, oh, my God, I got to throw in his area. I got to I'm trying to run, and he's right there. Like, you're not going to juke him. He's going to stick with you. Yeah, it's going – like I said, it's not going to be sweet. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a close one. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. So offensively, though, for you guys, who do you think needs to show out in this Week 2 matchup in order for you guys to have a lot of success offensively? Is it going to be someone on that O-line that's going to need to step up and block, or is it going to be a guy like Miles Sanders or even Jalen Hurts?
No. Landon Dickinson has returned, season debut. And if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, who Landon Dickinson is, look him up, please.
Oh, no,
Alabama's
finest. We know.
Alabama's finest. He is now a Philadelphia Eagle. He was hurt. He now joins the party. So we're talking this offensive line. We're talking Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickinson, Kelsey in the middle, Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a top 3 offensive line, if not the best offensive line in the NFL. And I promise you, as long as they healthy. Now, people get hurt and all that. That's a different ballgame.
Oh, yeah.
But we're talking healthy. Bro, I don't care who you got. The number's going to show it. And then you got my running quarterback who helps them. Oh, and these boys move. You can check the tape. They're going to run. They're going to get out there.
Athletic.
Yeah.
I think that is what we're going to take advantage of. And then to throw you off balance, because we didn't see it last week. These deep shots are going to come. And I'm talking about, I got a guy named Quez Watkins who you will get real familiar with. He is our new starter. He runs a 4.2. This kid don't drop nothing either. That kid was our 6th-round pick last year. This kid, I'm telling you, he's hungry. He's our Brandon Ayuk, I would say.
Okay.
But he's under the radar. So you guys aren't going to worry about him too much. You're probably going to have your slot. They're probably going to put him in the slot. We're going to have Rhaegar and Devontae on the outside. You put him in the slot. Listen, that kid right there got to eat. He eats, it's over. because I know what you're going to do. You're going to put Josh Norman on Devontae. Put Josh Norman on Devontae Smith. Okay. He's going to get burnt. We're going to double move him. I don't know if you've seen the tapes of how crisp Devontae runs his routes, but he's going to make Josh Norman look a little stupid out there. It's going to be a couple tapes, whether win, lose, or draw. It's going to be a couple tapes of Devontae making him look stupid out there. And they're going to be like, oh, that's why he just got signed 2 weeks ago. I'm just telling you now, so get ready for that. And then, like I said, the kid Watkins. I'm telling you, Watkins is the one, though. I'm going to be honest. The offensive weapon, Watkins, Boston Scott, screen game against you guys, right? I think that's definitely a threat we have to use against you guys. And yeah, like I said, I'm confident with the offensive line. I'm confident with Jalen. I don't care what the narrative is in the media. I have no worries about Jalen. Jalen's a winner. This guy's consistent. That's what he does. He is clutch. He's been in pressure situations. He knows when this is not going to be a running game. There's going to be a long pocket passing game. Oh, I can run this game. He knows, and I believe Sirianni is going to play to that tune. He's going to say, Jalen, what you think? And allow Jalen to fill the game out. So I'm not worried about that. Even though I do think Jalen's going to run on y'all crazy. I do. He's going to try y'all.
It's one of our concerns. It's one of our questions going into this game is can this D-line and can this linebacking core kind of dial in and keep him contained and try and make him play from the pocket? Because I feel like if the Niners can do that, make him play from the pocket, you let that speed rush get in, you let the pressure come up the middle, it's going to make his life a little bit harder as a passer. And if his life's harder as a passer, that takes some pressure off of our DBs, who's dealing with some stuff and dealing with some injuries, obviously.
Right. Do you think you guys are going to blitz heavy?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, not at first. I definitely think they're going to try to sit back and make Jalen beat them, make Jalen make the right reads, try to get home with 4 guys and see what happens. If as the game progresses, maybe. And then I think sometimes they'll mix in a spy, something to keep Jalen. But it's going to be all about keeping gap integrity, keeping the lanes, and just really trying to keep him in the pocket. They're so used to playing against Russell Wilson, playing against Kyler Murray, that they're going to play it a similar way. Luckily, they had Trey Lance to practice against all week, and they've been working on read option and stuff. So they're going to have they're more prepared now than they've ever been. But he presents so many problems because if he extends plays, then he can take advantage of a secondary that is a little depleted, and you guys have a lot of very fast receivers that can operate and get down the field. There might be opportunities for strikes down the field. That's what our defensive line has to negate.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. And I feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same way. I just really think, even though your front four, because that's the same thing we did last week. We let our front four get home, and just trust in that fact, and it worked for us. And because and I believe, and that's the same thing. It worked for you guys. I saw it as well. I just don't think this week that's going to work for you guys. Just like it might not work for us. Like your offensive line isn't trash. So it might be a couple times where Nick Gannon, Jonathan Gannon, our new defensive coordinator, he's gonna try to just do 4. Next thing you know, he's like, oh, these guys are freaking immovable objects. Now you got to spice it up. It's chess, not checkers. And I do believe we're going to blitz a couple times. And I think you guys are going to use Lance way more than everybody expects.
That's least definitely for this a possibility.
Absolutely.
Game. This is
something we had talked about. We talked about this Kyle Shanahan plan, the Shannon plan as we refer to it, with Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, and how week to week, really situation to situation, opponent to opponent, what are their strengths, what do they do well, maybe where are some of their weaknesses, and how can we exploit those things. Trey's mobility, right? If you guys are only sending 4, bringing some pressure, if you can utilize Trey's mobility to extend some plays, kind of like Hurts is doing, and maybe take advantage of some issues in the secondary, other things like that, or with the linebacking core, if you got Kittle out in space with somebody and you got a matchup, but he needs some extra time, Trey could be the solution to that. Now, whether or not he's a long-term, right, in this game solution or just sprinkling it in and mixing it in, is going to be interesting to see. I think that's a great point by you there.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that kid's going to if God forbid, I don't wish injury on anyone, especially with all the crazy stuff my team is going through the last couple of years. But God forbid nothing happens to Jimmy. Bro, that kid's going to be starting sometime this year. I just feel like I feel the same way about Fields, but I think Lance is better than Fields. I felt that way during the draft. And so the smart thing, yes, let him sit, do him like y'all basically doing what we did to Jalen Hurts with Wentz. You bring him in so he's not fearful. He gets the jitters out. He gets the butterflies out, right? He gets used to the NFL speed and system. You sprinkle him in from play to play, build his confidence, and then next year he's going to be the starter. That's probably the plan. But I think that kid's going to be starting sometime during a couple weeks in the season, and I truly believe he's going to be more dangerous. Like your guys are going to be crazy once he's the starter. I'm not going to lie to you. You guys are going. He's going to be like your Russell Wilson. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy once you guys. I'm dead serious.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take the Russell Wilson comparison. As much as Russell Wilson drives me crazy, I'll take it.
Bro, I looked at that kid's tape I was like, now mind you, he came from the same school as Carson Wentz. So I'm like, we don't, the next baby Carson Wentz. Bro, he's not Carson Wentz. That kid is freaking Russell Wilson, I'm sorry, but he's bigger. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. So,
and he throws an amazing deep ball. Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Yes, he does. Remember, Russell Wilson throws the best deep ball in the league. So, like I said, he's the next Russell Wilson. He throws that joint effortlessly. You like, yo, why he just throw that to DK Metcalf 80 yards off his back foot like it was nothing? He didn't ling it back, no shoulder into it or nothing, just flung it. That's what Russell Wilson do.
It's true. Unfortunately, we know that too well.
Unfortunately. Extremely unfortunately.
Well, don't feel too bad. He stunk us the last 2 times we played him, and it was horrible. I'm not going to lie. Each time we played him the last 2 times, he makes Carson Wentz look like a freaking dud every time. So glad that guy's gone. And I was the biggest Wentz fan, bro. I'm talking about I'm like, every time we played Russell Wilson, I'm like, this is the game. Like, when you play top-notch quarterbacks, especially on primetime, you got to shine, bro. If the rest of the team stinks it up, at least you do your part so you can say, listen, I was competing with that guy. I don't know why Carson never lived up to it, bro. It was crazy. He's out of here now.
That's true. It was a crazy way that all ended, right? With just everything from coach to decisions at the end of last season, pulling Hurts and letting Sudfeld go. That was odd.
That whole situation, bro. Listen, I will say this though. It seems to have worked in our favor now, but that was crazy, bro. Like, I couldn't have saw that coming. You just won the Super Bowl. This has never happened in the Super Bowl era. No Super Bowl winning coach has been let go within the first 5 years after winning a Super Bowl.
No, it doesn't happen.
What are you talking about? He just won a Super Bowl. All right, he had a bad season, injuries. That's a Super Bowl coach. Respect that man. You give that man a chance. If anything, you get some new players. But he knows what he's doing. Don't get rid of the coach. Bro, I was like, oh, they got rid of Dougie P. Dougie is gone. I said, I knew Carson was gone. I knew that was going to happen. I said, Carson's gone. They got rid of Doug. I said, they're going to keep Carson. Got rid of Doug. Nope. Carson got to go too.
Clean slate.
Bro, Clean slate. And you know what the best part is? I hope Wentz keeps balling. Because we're going to have 3 first-round picks next year. And it's going to be beautiful.
It will be. That is, you ain't wrong about that at all.
That's what I want. I got a Christmas. They say I got a Christmas list, bro. I can't wait. I watch every college game. Oh, who is that, by the way? Yeah, okay. He's a top 10. Oh, he might make it in the top 10. Okay, we might get him. Okay, who is that? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you.
It's a nice position. It's a nice position to be in. I can't argue with you there. It's nice to have that draft capital just kind of sitting and waiting. Agreed, definitely. So one last thing. Sirianni, right? He comes in now, he takes over for Doug Peterson. How do you like the offensive scheme so far, and how do you think he's going to try and – what kind of game plan is he going to try and implement to attack the 49ers this week?
I'm going to be honest. So the thing about Sirianni that you got to remember is he's a wide receiver himself, okay? He thinks as a wide receiver. Just like if you play basketball, you was a point guard when you were in high school, now you're a coach. You're a point guard. So you're great with being a point guard. You can see from a point guard's perspective. You can teach from that perspective. This is why our wide receivers are going to excel. The other thing is nobody has tape on our offense except for one game. He still got about 4 games. Remember, any new system, you got at least 4 games to switch it up multiple times and sprinkle different stuff. to give different looks. You only got the one game. We didn't do half of the stuff that we normally would do. You didn't see any Boston Scott. There were no screen plays. The Boston, like that's a top play of ours. We're always successful with it. We did it in the preseason, but we didn't do it last week. Like, expect that. Like, Boston Scott's a freaking problem, bro. Like, he's going there somewhere. He's like Kareem Hunt for, this guy's a problem. We didn't do that yet. Like, it's so many things like we could do. I think this game is going to be predicated on running. We're going to focus on your weaknesses. We're going to try to exploit them. And then we're going to try to do what we do best in between that. Now, the only thing that I'm worried about is, can our defense stop you guys? That's my only worry. I'm not worried about my offense. I'm worried about the defense. Because the offense, like I said, the coach is, he's a wide receiver whisperer. Jalen loves the guy, and Jalen knows what he's doing. Offensive line is tenacious right now, and we're healthy. So I'm worried about our defense. You guys, Jimmy picking us apart, because Jimmy might have a day. I've seen him do it. Jimmy might have a day and just be out there looking like Brady 2.0, picking us apart. Bing, bing, bing. 4-yard check down. Dude run after catch 15 yards. 3-yard pick down. Yards after catch. Like, that's my fear. That's the only fear I got for this game. He's going to pick us apart. And I'm like, if this linebacker core doesn't get it together, it's over. So Sirianni has to make adjustments. We made adjustments in the second half of last game. First half, if you check the tape, we weren't doing our normal thing. We had like 1 or 2 good drives. That was it. We made adjustments in the second half. It was off to the races. So as long as they make the necessary adjustments, I think they'll be fine. But like I said, I think they're definitely going to assault the interior. I think they're going to try to kill every one of your practice squad and backup cornerbacks. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to try to play your number 1 cornerback right now, because Mosley's still hurt, right?
He's doubtful, yeah. So
he's not looking good.
He did like a little bit of limited practice, but there's no guarantees for sure.
So basically, right now, if they play tomorrow, your number 1 is Josh Norman, right?
I'd say it's probably DeAndre Lenore,
the rookie from Oregon.
Okay. All right. So I'm just saying, because whoever your number 1 is, that's who's going on Devontae Smith. And Jalen Hurts, that's his guy.
Yeah.
You see, first pass to him wasn't a 5-10-yard check down. No. You get a touchdown, bro. We're going to make you shine. Like, that's, you see what I'm saying to you? And he's going to do that again this game. So whoever your number 1 is, that's probably going to be on Devontae. So he's going to try to embarrass that guy too. So
we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
I am curious. What score prediction would you have for this game? How do you got this one going?
Now, being honest, the way I see it going back and forth, I think it's going to be similar to last week, where the first half will be one story and the second half will be different.
Okay.
I think that's what it's going to be. But in between all that, I think it's going to be exciting. I think we're going to see a turnover or 2 for both sides, right? Because like I said, you got your I got your defense getting some type of turnover. Somebody catches the ball, runs 3 yards, Warner smacks him, knocks the ball out, something like I'm not going to be surprised with that. Maybe even freaking somebody catches it and then he freaking picks it. I don't know. But I got it being like 28 Philadelphia, 22 you guys. And I'm talking about like something in the third or fourth quarter being the key point of the reason why we win and stay ahead. Like, it might go back and forth, and then at some point we get ahead and we just stay ahead for one reason, a late turnover or something like that. But I think we'll pull it out. Like I said, we're at home. These guys are going to be crazy. And, one play can make a game, as we all know. But I do think this is going to be a freaking heavyweight bout. Like, this going to be the game everybody's talking about on Sunday. Like, yo, did you see that freaking Eagles-Niners game? Yeah. Unless Jalen Hurts just, goes crazy and just, starts looking like freaking Russell Wilson. I don't know. Like, I call it Russell Wilson. I didn't want to say that because I was trying to be respectful. But if you check my channel, you'll see I got videos and I called Jalen Hurts Russell Wilson 2.0 because that's what I called him when we drafted him. Like, I'm like, this kid could be the next Russell. So as long as he doesn't do that, you guys got a chance.
All right. Fair enough.
I need your guys' projections because we got to go back and run the tape. I need predictions from both of y'all. What are we talking scores from both of you? Alex first.
Hey, you want to go first, Ant?
Yeah, I can go first. I put this on record already in our previous show, so I'll throw it out there. I think the 49ers are going to get it done. I think that I think it's going to be close until late, and then I think the 49ers are going to pull away a little bit. I think they're going to win 31-17 because I think the D-line just going to get after it a little bit. Oh, yeah, I'm bringing the smoke.
Disrespectful. Oh.
I had it very close to that. It was 34-24 for me, but it doesn't get bad until late in the fourth. I think I had a turnover is what kind of swings it back in the 49ers' favor late in the game.
He's turning his hat on that one. He's not.
I mean, look, who could have thunk it, right? Who would have thunk that we all pick our own teams? Hey, it's one of those things. Hey, you gave us some serious love there. I appreciate that. The 28. I wasn't expecting the 28.
Listen, I was expecting. I told you. I think it's going to be a fight. That's what I said. 28-22. It might be a defensive freaking touchdown. Somebody smacked the ball. Next thing you know, he runs into the house. Oh man, that's the last score. We win because of that. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I really think it's going to be that type of game. But we shall see. Remember, nobody picks the Eagles for this game.
That's true.
We're talking ESPN. FS1, Sports
Who's watching ESPN?
I know, but I'm just telling you. Listen, I like it because then when we win, like last week, I could just put the mirror up and say, look in the mirror. Look at yourself. Look at yourself.
Anyone that was picking Atlanta last week was fooling themselves. They got a lot of issues over there. Yeah. I can't believe that. That blows my mind. But there were 2 games last week. I have a pick 'em league with my buddies. I'm supposed to pick a team. There were 2 games last week that I was choosing from that I was confident with. The Niners over Detroit and the Eagles over the Atlanta Falcons. And I took the Eagles over Atlanta to try and save the Niners for a later point in the year to use. I can't believe that there were people that were giving you guys that much crap. The Atlanta Falcons, you guys did exactly what I thought you would do to them. The Eagles are now off to a great 1-0 start. And like you said, we definitely got a heavyweight battle in week 2.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, what's your next 3 games after this?
We got Green Bay on Sunday night, and then we got Arizona and Seattle.
That's crucial.
Yeah.
That's crucial for y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because our next one, we go to Dallas. I can't wait.
Oh, that's exciting.
I can't. See, this is like I said, this is the beauty. See, I'm not one of them Eagles fans that's, fraudulent. Listen, bro, I'm glad we play y'all because this is going to be a measuring stick. We play you guys, even if we lose. If we barely lose or we lose because of something stupid or something like that, I'm fine with that. Now I know I'm going into Dallas and taking a freaking hate off. It's only 2 things I hate in life. Racists and the Cowboys. You understand?
Hey, those are two good selections, right?
Yeah, and we hate the Cowboys too.
We hate the Cowboys and both the things.
I hate them Cowboys, bro. I hate them, bro. Listen, so I can't wait. Listen, this is crazy. They just had freaking DeMarcus Lawrence just went down. Listen, everything is going according to plan. We just gotta pull this victory out against y'all at home, protect home field.
And not just that too. Think about Thursday night, right? Washington and the Giants were trying to hand each other the win. So I mean, they're cracking that door wide open for you guys to run away.
Bro, I gotta take my hat off. R.I.P. to the New York Football Giants. Rest in peace. Let's have a moment of silence. Them boys ain't did nothing to nobody. They was good boys. And now they died like that on national TV. Daniel Jones and them boys done died. They season over. Just remember I said it here first. Their season is over. They need to just tank, get the best draft quarterback they can get or whatever position they want. It's over. They're going to fire their head coach this offseason. Just remember I said that too. It's going down. Their whole season is done. That was the worst debacle in NFC in the past 5 years. I'm dead serious, bro. I'd rather get spanked than lose in that fashion that happened to them. That was the most retarded. How did you let them win? You was.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. It wasn't great.
That's why they call my division the NFC least, because of those freaking idiots over there. If you look at the Eagles, I'm not trying to be arrogant. Real quick rundown. The Eagles, we have the most playoff wins in the past 20 years out of the whole division, right? We won a Super Bowl. The Giants got 2, but we're the most consistent. We don't win every year, but the point is we're the most consistent. Those freaking idiots over there make us look bad. It is what it is.
Hey, it is what it is. We thank you so much for coming on. Yeah. This was a fun conversation. It was lively. And you know what? This is going to be a fun matchup this week. Again, let them know where they can find your podcast and your show.
Hey, check me out. YouTube, The Birdsnest, Mr. Brennan. Check me out. Listen, I'm always giving up content. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thinking about going viral with all types of other things. I got a couple things in the works, but we got to get permission from the boss, my wife. So we're going to get back to that. Make sure you check me out. This Sunday, this is going to be the game. And just remember, you said that disrespectful score. I'm telling you that.
Hey, we're gonna keep it in mind, and we'll be checking you out. Cutback crew, hop over there as well. If you're an Eagles fan, just found this channel, you just found the Birdsnest podcast. Go give them some love. Go give them that subscribe button. Yes, thank you again for your time, man. We really appreciate it.
I'll check in with you guys soon. Have a good one.
All right, have a good one, bud. That was a blast.
That was a lot of fun.
We're disrespectful.
We're extremely disrespectful. How could we, Ant?
Yeah.
How could we?
I like it.
It was fun, though.
I had a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun talking to him, and you could really feel the passion and energy that he has for his Eagles, and that is a lot of the same passion and energy you feel, especially on game day. It's kind of nice to have that. We're getting less than 24 hours away from this game, and this is exciting to hear. From a fan, what Philly's thinking, what they're looking at, and how the fans there are feeling. Sometimes it's just fun to hear.
Well, it's different, right? Because, as a 49ers fan, you're looking at the Eagles, and it's easy to pick at the weaknesses, right? The things that you look at and are problems for a team. But it's different when you're a fan of the team, right? You watch the ins and outs. Yeah, you see the bad, but you really, really can focus in on the good. Because when you're a fan of an opposing team, you are looking for those weaknesses. You're looking for areas where you can, where your team can take advantage of. He's looking at his team, and he's got full confidence in Jalen Hurts, right? He loves this offensive line. And top 3 offensive line now with Leonard Dickerson being into the lineup, right? Big fan of the D-line, and we are as well.
Yeah.
Big fans of this defensive line and what they can do. And he's very realistic about the weaknesses with the linebacking core and some of the questions at the cornerback. Depth, not so much his starters.
Right.
I think that's going to be a very, very interesting thing to watch throughout the game, is this receiver combination of the 49ers versus these DBs, as well as, obviously, the O-line and D-line play for both teams.
Yeah, one thing I was interested to hear was kind of how comfortable he was with Nelson as a corner opposing Darius Slay. And he seemed very confident that he could lock up. He said Brandon Ayuk, he could lock him up. And I thought that was interesting because that is a matchup that I think, as a 49ers fan, I see as an advantage for the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk against Nelson seems like an advantage, but the Philadelphia fans don't feel the same way. So I thought that was interesting as well, which means Brandon Ayuk needs to go get some respect. Apparently him hurdling a player last year didn't do enough in the minds of Philadelphia fans to make them think that he's a dynamic player. So I did think that was interesting overall what his opinions were, but you're right about the linebackers. Something we've been talking about, and he kind of echoed those same things, is that the linebacker core is something that still needs to be proven, and they got a lot of improvement to do, and they brought in some guys, but they're still working on it.
Yeah, and he talked about the matchups, right, with this defensive line, and maybe both teams not applying pressure. He talked about the Eagles. He doesn't think there's going to be a lot of pressure early. They're going to try and get at the Niners with their front four, and we feel the same way. The Niners are going to do the same thing. So we're going to have a very calculated game of chess, potentially. He talked about Holyfield, right? The matchup, the boxing matchup with Tyson, number 1, right? The grind out, dog out, slugfest that was. This could be the very same thing.
I kept waiting for the ear biting thing.
I kept waiting for it too. I'm glad, I'm glad no one's actually going to be biting no ears. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But no, this is going to be a fun game. This is going to be a close game. When you and I both don't think this is going to be easy, especially with Greenlaw being out now, with all the issues with Verrett, Mostert gone. Questions about Mosley, questions about Armstead, questions about Kinlaw. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a fight. And, personally, right, both of us believe the 49ers need to try and come out of this thing with a W. We need to try and be 2-0 and keep pace with the rest of the NFC West.
I thought one thing that was interesting when we went over our score predictions, he had talked about Fred Warner causing a turnover. And in my that's bold. I said Fred Warner was going to get 2 turnovers. And I actually think that's what happens. The 24-17, the 49ers are up, and then Fred Warner causes a turnover, and the 49ers subsequently score off of that. And that's how I get my 31-17 game. So I think it was interesting that there were some parallels to what he was thinking, what we were thinking. because, when you watch your teams enough, you get an idea. But the other part that I thought was interesting was the fact that he talked so much about Sirianni's approach as a wide receiver to the team, because Kyle Shanahan, wide receiver, and his approach. Sirianni does do a lot of things with the screen game, which is another thing he talked about, which was interesting why Boston Scott wasn't involved in the game. So is he going to be a big part of the game plan this week? Is something else to keep an eye on? Maybe it becomes part of the game plan without Dre Greenlaw. All these things are cool things that he brought up that, kind of pique our interest as well, the things that we need to continue to examine as we get closer to this game.
Absolutely. The Al-Shaair situation and who he's going to be guarding in space when he's out there. Is he going to be a good run fit? Is he going to get in there and make tackles and right, take away gap, not take away gap, but hold and maintain gap integrity and take away cutback lanes and running lanes for these running backs? All of it's going to be vitally important in this game. Let us know what you thought about this entire conversation down below in the comments section. If you're an Eagles fan, are you on board? Are you on board with the Birdsnest podcast? This thing's going to be tough. It's going to be a grind out, but you got 100% faith in your team. If you're part of the Cutback crew, do you feel disrespected? Let us know about it down there in the comment section below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Head on over to the Birdsnest podcast channel as well. Link is in the description down below, and give him some love as well.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. We talk about this all the time, that it's fun to have conversation with people that have different perspectives, different views, especially, people from other teams, because they see it a certain way. Just like the 49ers Cutback crew sees football one way, and the Philadelphia Eagles fans, they see it another way. I think it's exciting. It was fun. I enjoyed the conversation. And I'm looking forward to seeing his response after the 49ers win, and he has to do the response video. I'll make sure to go over and hop over to the Birdsnest and check it out.
Yeah, no smack talk, but just some hey, what happened?
Oh no, we're having fun with it. He's having fun with it. That's what it's about.
Hey, I could feel the brotherly love all the way from Philadelphia. It was a fun conversation. We really enjoyed it, Cutback crew. We hope you enjoyed it as well. And until the next one, you stay safe.
Remember, the right way is always the 49ers way.